recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Ahmadiyyah.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of famous fun.
All right, hello everyone, Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. And also, as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Exit stage left. Like, why are you here? Okay, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. All right, Mr. Hotel said the undisputed queen is black. All right, Samantha is in here. Sandra, Aboriginal woman, Buckhorse DC, Brand Slayer TV. All right, Assista Moon 1, Antoinette, Bithia is here. Courtney J. Okay, that crazy beach Aries. Juju is here. Miss Peaches. Okay, Danielle. Nessa G, love her. All right, let's get into it. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I see you, Miss Petty, or Miss Pretty. I'm sorry. I didn't say Miss Petty. I was clearly thinking about myself. All right. Tanya G is here. Claudette, Wavy though. Stacy Quentin. Let's get into it. Sarah Silva, Reggie in the house. All right. Christy One Love is here. Vic Stex. All right. Shout out to everyone chatting. Shout out to everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Where are my nefarious moderators? Do I not have any moderators in the chat? Have they all abandoned ship? What's really going on? Hey, Ethelene, Queen of Mona Huey in the house. Tasty Cake. Okay, honey, I guess my moderators don't have time for it today, honey. All right, Terry Hartfield said the Queen, or Terry Hartfield said the Queen is here. All right, let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Y'all know how they do the Queen, honey. It's all nefarious. Hey, Lulu. Okay, so with that all being said, let's talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine first. Now, you guys know that sometime in October, Tekashi was arrested over in the Dominican Republic. They said he got into an altercation with two producers over his girlfriend. Now, can you all imagine, guys? Can you all imagine getting swung on by somebody with rainbow-colored hair who looks like one of those My Pony dolls or something? Can y'all imagine that? Can y'all imagine that? But anyway, so now he's been arrested again. He was arrested Wednesday, and they say that he's due for court today. He's supposed to be going to court on Thursday. Now, I think he was arrested last Wednesday. So anyway, this is for domestic violence. So let's talk about it. Tekashi is always in trouble. He is always in some BS. Tekashi 6ix9ine arrested on domestic violence charges in Dominican Republic. Now, the controversial rapper has once again been arrested, and this time on domestic violence charges in the Dominican Republic. Okay, he's actually been held in Santo Domingo, which is the capital. Now, the 27-year-old, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, is being held in jail at the capital. Okay, he's awaiting his Thursday court hearing when a judge will decide whether he should remain behind bars or be freed on bond. Here's the thing. When he got arrested in October, after he got into a fight with those two guys, he tried to flee. They said he tried to flee and tried to get on his private plane. But no, they got him before he could get on board. Honey, first of all, I'm shocked. I didn't know Tekashi had a private plane. But anyway, so you mean tell me Tekashi 6ix9ine has a private plane and I don't? Please make it all make sense, world. But let me stop hating. I'm joking. So anyway, goes on to say, when a judge will decide whether he should remain behind bars or be freed on bond. Now, no further details about Hernandez's Wednesday arrest were made immediately available, and it's unclear whether he has an attorney who can speak on his behalf. The domestic violence arrest is just the latest in a string of criminal complaints against the singer. Actually rapper, but anyway. In October, Hernandez was arrested for assaulting two music producers at a seaside hotel. Okay, where his girlfriend, rapper known as Yaelin Lamas, Viral, was recording a song. Hernandez was also previously accused in the U.S. of using violent gang or using a violent gang as his personal hit squad, but avoided jail time after providing testimony about the 9 Trey Gangsta Blood Gang, which operates on the East Coast. In 2015, Hernandez also pleaded guilty to one count of use of a child in an sexual performance. The incident involved physical contact with a 13-year-old girl, and Hernandez received a 4-year probation period. Now then, just 3 years later, he was again arrested on racketeering and other weapons and drug charges, under which he could have faced a minimum of 47 years in prison. Instead, prosecutors cut him a deal in which he pleaded guilty to 9 charges, including conspiracy to commit murder, and he was sentenced to just 2 years in prison. Tekashi really does the most. Okay, he stays in trouble, and for nefarious things. Pay attention. Now, Hernandez was then let out of jail in April of 2020 amid the pandemic because he suffers from asthma and was placed under house arrest. He finished his sentence in August of 2020. His girlfriend, whose name, I guess it was his girlfriend then, whose name is Georgina Guillermo Diaz, was also arrested last month in Palm Beach, Florida, after she allegedly attacked Hernandez and damaged his Bentley. So this sounds like another toxic relationship. I guess the girl that's the viral girl that they're talking about, the rapper, I guess this must be her real name. I don't know. I can't keep up. But anyway, she attacked him and damaged his Bentley. She reportedly admitted to striking the luxury car. She said she did this she did this to cause him financial hardship. That's what she said. Because she was upset that he had allegedly taken money and her passport from her. First of all, if he has a private jet, I'm sorry. How is he having financial hardships to the point that he needs to take her money? But anyway, I digress. Now, Diaz was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, battery, property damage, criminal mischief, and obstructing justice. She was granted a $9,000 bond and wrote in Spanish in an Instagram story in the aftermath, saying, "What an injustice, truly. Everything you see is not what it appears to be." So anyway, she claimed Hernandez has been physically violent toward her in the past, reposted a tweet that alleged that the Trolls rapper hit his girlfriend first and would then record her when she retaliated. Well, she needs to quit falling for the bait if that's the case. Just call the police. But Hernandez said in a since deleted video on Instagram at the time, "I'm on probation. I would never lay my hands on a woman. I'm not here to create gossip. I'm here to clear my name and ask that this matter be dealt with responsibly." Tekashi talking about responsibility, I find it also interesting. That's what I do. I find it also interesting. Tekashi, please sit down somewhere. Please sit down somewhere. What do you all think about this whole thing? It sounds like another Blueface and Krishan Rock. That's what it sounds like to me at the end of the day. Now let's roll the footage. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go.
Because that design...
Oops, wrong video. Hold on. You guys remember when Diddy dropped that song? Hold on, I get my videos all mixed up. Hold on, honey. Now, I know I have Tekashi's arrest video in here somewhere. Hold on, let me check my list. That's the problem. I think I have too many videos. Hopefully this is...
En este preciso momento. Yo ando aquí con un abogado. Ya lo abogado.
them the most, okay? That's when you need to sit all the way down somewhere. Okay, Rich said, listen to the scream. Sounds like someone is getting deleted. Miss Eve said, he's a whole damn fool, okay? Denise said, what are they screaming about? Honey, Tekashi, honey. They act like they saw Michael Jackson or something, honey. Make it all make sense. Okay? Terry says, I wish I understood Spanish. Anyway, Tekashi needs to have several seats. He is always in some trouble. I mean, you have all that money, and at the end of the day, how does he always find himself in the midst of something? And first of all, why are you over in a foreign country acting a whole fool and getting locked up? And here's the thing. Now, when they initially arrested him, they did let him out of jail, but they told him that he couldn't leave the country for 6 months. That's what he said. And then he did a podcast interview, and he was talking about how they let him, sit on the floor on a pillow or something. He was playing some kind of games or something his first night in jail. So clearly he loves it because he keeps going. I'm just saying. Okay, Rich said this is an example of an unsatisfied soul. Okay, Mr. Hotel said ghetto and low down. This is all nefarious. All right, and so anyway, honey, let's talk about Diddy. Diddy needs to have several seats, honey. Now he's in more legalities, okay? Diddy is in more legal trouble because he's being sued for taking somebody's trademark. Copyright infringement is what they charged him with. Okay, so let's talk about it. I guess Diddy said he can't catch a break, honey, but clearly he brings it all on himself. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. Diddy is a whole hot mess. Here it is right here. Let's talk about it. So, Diddy sued for use of unauthorized Act Bad trademark. So, Diddy is facing a new lawsuit issued by Charles Kenyatta Jr., a.k.a. Charlie C., for trademark infringement and breach of contract. Now, according to sources, Kenyatta is suing over the phrase Act Bad, stating he did not allow Diddy to use it for merchandise that was connected to his single of the same name. Diddy's legal team is accused of ignoring emails in regards to the matter. They said the certificate of engagement and release Bad Boy Part 4 LLC contract was made and signed without the consent, assent or knowledge of Charles Kenyatta Jr. Now, plaintiff was entered into a contract with Sean Combs, owner of Bad Boy Part 4 LLC, without consent. The contract was sent to plaintiff's entertainment attorney, Andrew Covington, on June the 1st of 2023. The plaintiff's attorney contacted defendant Sean Combs' lawyer, Pamela Gurley, and was told that the contract was agreed upon by both parties. After that, defendant Sean Combs' attorney stopped answering emails from the plaintiff's attorney, Andrew Covington. Now, they also added that Sean Combs made a song called Act Bad and wanted to sell Act Bad merchandise a percentage of the net profits for recorded song and music video, also a percentage of merchandise, t-shirts, hats, etc. Kenyatta is facing $10 million in damages. That's what he's asking for. Okay, so I find it all so interesting. Because this just proves Diddy is still low down. Now, it goes on to say that Kenyatta, an inmate at Collins Correctional Facility in New York City, claimed that his Act Bad trademark was infringed upon by Diddy. Well, he's out of prison now, by the way. He's out of prison at this point. So anyway, it goes on to say, let me get rid of these pop-ups. Said that Kenyatta said he never permitted Diddy's use of Act Bad for merchandise tied to the mogul's 2023 single of the same name. Now, the certificate of engagement, I read all that already. Hold on. So Kenyatta, now here's what's interesting. Kenyatta said Diddy and someone identified as John Doe orchestrated a scheme to keep the plaintiff out of the deal. So they replied behind his back is what he's alleging. Kenyatta accused Diddy of knowingly marketing and selling Act Bad products in bad faith. Now, Sean Combs made a song called Act Bad and wanted to sell Act Bad merchandise. So Charles Kenyatta Jr. did not sign the contract because he was incarcerated, and any contract should be forwarded to his power of attorney to sign on his behalf. Secondly, it was another person's name on the contract that had to be removed. The percentage was not of plaintiff's liking. There was no upfront or advance monetary, and it was a bunch of miscellaneous things plaintiff wanted to remove off of the contract. Now, he continued to say that the defendant, Sean Combs and John Doe, had a scheme to illegally squeeze out plaintiff Charles Kenyatta Jr. from the contract. Plaintiff's attorney told defendant Sean Combs' attorney, John Doe, told defendant Sean Combs' attorney, John Doe has no ownership of Act Bad and should not be on the contract. A few weeks after that, the defendant Sean Combs, and John Doe were seen on stage performing the song Act Bad together. After defendant Sean Combs and John Doe signed contract without Charles Kenyatta Jr.'s consent, the defendant Sean Combs' use of the trademark caused confusion as to the affiliation connection. Now, Kenyatta, who's representing himself in the lawsuit, said when you're in prison and you got all the time to study, that's why a lot of these men go to prison. If they're in there long enough, they start learning the law and then get out and can defend themselves. Please pay attention. Okay, now Kenyatta, who's representing himself in the lawsuit, said his Act Bad trademark was tarnished by Diddy's sexual assault allegations. The plaintiff sought $10 million in damages. This is all crazy. So anyway, he is basically trying to say they committed fraud. I mean, they signed without his consent. It's all crazy. But hold on, here's the thing. Do you all remember last summer when Diddy put out the song called Act Bad, and then Swinderella, the NYC singer, a rapper, she said that Diddy stole her song? Do you all remember that? Who remembers that? One's in the chat. Rex says all his name's about to be indicted. I can see it. I can see it play out. I can see it now. Did, Puff, Love, etc. Miss Hotel said, not fraud today. Yes. I see only one in the chat. Nobody knew that. Hey, Anita Harrell, beloved. Nobody knew Princess Netra in the house. Sandra. Y'all didn't know that Halle Berry said, did he get copyright? Well, he couldn't have. If this young man already has the copyright, it has a trademark. Because here's the thing. If someone has the name Act Bad, for example, and they purchased it as Charles Kenyatta Jr. says he did, he purchased it for himself to use to sell merchandise such as hats, T-shirts and things of that nature. That's what he purchased it for. So the plaintiff. So now if Diddy had wanted to use the same name, Act Bad, for a different business venture, such as just to name the song that, or to copyright something else that wasn't involving merchandise, then he could have done so. But if you're going to use the same name as a person who already is in the exact same business as you, so that's where the problem lies. You see, Kenyatta is selling merchandise. That's why he trademarked it in the first place, hats and T-shirts and stuff like that. And now Diddy wants to sell hats and T-shirts and stuff like that. So that's the problem. You can't be in the same line of business that I'm in using the same trademark name that I'm using. If you had a whole different business, for example, if Diddy was selling jewelry and the name of his jewelry business was called Act Bad, okay, and then this guy's selling T-shirts, he has a T-shirt line, that's totally two different things. So this is why there's a problem. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, this rapper from New York named Swinderella did a song called Act Bad, and she said Diddy stole it from her. Now, the songs both sound the same. Let's take a listen. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Let me make sure I pull up the right video this time. I want to pay attention. Okay, here we go. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
You guys remember when Diddy dropped that song? He said it was going to be the song of the summer. And then the NYC artist Swinderella accused him of stealing the song from her. Just straight up jacking. Take that, take that. That's all Diddy does. He think he can take whatever he wants. He's so messy.
I dropped a new single with City Girls, Fabulous. We all teamed up together to drop the song of the summer. Act Bad. It's going to be an Act Bad summer.
And Diddy was all hyped up, just gassing himself up. He thought he was going to do it, him and Young Miami. And then Swinderella dropped those receipts.
Act bad, bitch. Act bad, act bad, bitch. Birkin bag drip. Act bad if your pussy worth a bag. Put that pussy on the
good. So y'all saw that they sound the same. And she says that she did the song first. So Diddy's still out here stealing stuff from young artists that are trying to come up. I find it also interesting, including Ferris. And now he's accused of allegedly stealing a trademark, okay, for someone's name, for their business. So let's go back and revisit the video that I showed you all before, that I played for you before, with Gene Deal talking about how Diddy was stealing from these artists who were sending him their demos and stuff. Hold on. Here we go. Lights up.
When you look at everything Diddy going through right now, do you think it's karma?
My man, they make billions and give them niggas millions to keep us broke and disgusted. So karma? Nah, this ain't this karma. Because there was people around him suffering before this happened to him. See, karma ain't always got to come directly back to you. It can go to somebody in your lineages. It can go back to somebody in your spiritual realm. So it ain't always got to come back to you, bruh. He's getting what he gave out, yes. And people look at it as being his karma. But it was people suffering around him and his family way before this part got to him. It's going to be pretty soon. It's going to be pretty soon, bro. Because when he was back in the same gang in that city college shit happened, D-Ferg came to us and said, yo, this nigga Puff talking about killing himself. And I said to D-Ferg, all right, so let him. If you that weak, that you're going to kill yourself over this bullshit, then that's on you, bruh. And I don't mean not to be not compassionate, but I can't be compassionate to this dude. After all the stuff that I know he did to people who was giving their life to make sure we all be all right. Because don't think the Diddy's, the Jay-Z's, the babies, all these people got it in place because it was only them. There was a team behind them. And I remember when Baby said this, he said, yo, Nick, we was at Baby's house. Baby said, look at my team. They all got jewels, they all got money, they all got houses. You understand? I was looking at our team and I knew I was one of the Jews. I was one of the guys who had jewels. I was one of the guys who had a house because I was working other jobs. I was keeping my job. So my whole thing about it is that he's getting what he deserved, bro. And I started this off and I said, his name will not go down in history like he was a good dude. And he treated people right. Now, he gonna go down like where he's supposed to go down.
And what's that?
The spoiled slime bucket that he always was. Puff was nobody, bro. He used everybody to get to those parts in his life. You understand? He's a chameleon. He'll take from somebody else and make it seem like it's him. Make it seem like he did it. That Big Mac campaign came from Mel Love. Big taking the Big Mac, putting Craig Mac and Big. Puff took that in like that was his idea. You understand? All those kids who was sending their tapes in, and a lot of people do that shit. I believe they probably was doing that at Death Row, other places too. They send their tape in, the producers take their music, take their tracks, and they put their little spin to it or whatever like that, and put out a hit record. But that ideal came from the kids who was sending that little demo in, trying to be rich and famous. didn't know that they had these ones behind doors stealing their ideal. It's like, I knew people went to him before he started the Sean John shit and wanted to do a clothing line. Then all of a sudden, he wanted to be like Russell Simmons and do a clothing line himself. Which is all right. I guess it's all right. Dame Dash. Dame Dash is the one who got all of them into that liquor shit, but people don't talk about that shit. Dame Dash went and he looked and seen how all the money that people was making with the liquor business. They wouldn't give him his own distribution, his own, what you call it. So we're gonna do our own shit. I think it's was Amarando or Amado or whatever like that. Then everybody wanted to get into the liquor business because of Dame Dash. Took his ideal. That's how they do, bruh.
Also nefarious. But we already know Diddy is shady and that he has no loyalty to anyone other than himself. Okay? Pay attention to what Fat Joe said about him.
Another guy. It's a guy we all know, one of the biggest people in hip hop ever created.
I know you're talking about. No,
Stop.
I don't.
This person got in trouble one time, and I really loved this guy. He was gonna go somewhere, and they would call me every day, and I would go visit this guy, who my brother was, right? And sit with him for 5-6 hours, telling him, trying to stop him from committing suicide. Somebody we all admire, right? It's cool. Thought he was my family. When I went through my problem with some taxes and all that, because I didn't, because there was, shout out marketamericashop.com, Lauren and them. I could tell you about a couple of friends who try to give me $1 million. Like, chase me around the room with like, please, we love you. And I was like, nah, I don't take nothing from nobody. I work for money, right? But man, this guy never called me, man. I would have never took the money, never this and this and that, and it'll never be the same. So now when I see this guy in all our social events, I look in his eyes and he knows I know the real. And he don't need me for nothing, but he knows.
All nefarious, and pay attention. Both of them said that Diddy was about to take himself out. Gene Deal said that someone told him Diddy wanted to take himself out, and he said later. And then Fat Joe just said that he was about to take himself out, and he tried to be there for him. And what kind of thanks did Fat Joe get? Well, I guess we all see. Okay, I guess he should. Halle Berry said he should have wrote a song about all the money, about all money ain't good. He should have, honey. He should have. It's all nefarious. Please pay attention. But anyway, let's talk about the nefarious Bishop Whitehead. Y'all know he is a thug out in these streets. But y'all know that the person who supposedly robbed him, the one that was on the run, well, he's now been caught and dead, according to the reports. Yeah, the police took him out. So let's talk about it. It says a man wanted in connection with the robbery of a Brooklyn bishop was killed by law enforcement officers attempting to arrest him on Wednesday. Law enforcement at the scene told CBS New York, New York's Alicia Reed, that he was with his girlfriend, comparing them to Bonnie and Clyde. Not Bonnie and Clyde. Everybody wants to be Bonnie and Clyde until it's time to be Bonnie and Clyde. Because what happened to them? They got killed by the police. And so comparing them to Bonnie and Clyde, saying they were wanted for crimes in several states. Whole thugs, mind you. Law enforcement sources confirmed that Shamar Leggett was shot and killed by United States Marshals. Bishop Lamar Whitehead went live on Instagram on Wednesday night to address the deadly shooting. So let's talk about it. Hold on. Let me pull up the footage. Like up, everyone, please like and share. Let me pull up the footage. Pay attention.
Robbery of a Brooklyn bishop dead.
The marshals were trying to serve an arrest warrant at a motel in South Brunswick. CBS News' Christina Fan joins us live from the scene with the latest. Christina.
Marissa, Mary, good morning. That shootout happened inside this hotel right along Route 1. The U.S. Marshals were trying to execute an arrest warrant for multiple felony offenses when they say the suspect opened fire first. Officials say 41-year-old Shamar Leggett was wanted for the robbery of Bishop Lamore Whitehead at Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministry in Brooklyn back in 2022. The crime was caught on live stream as three men waving guns stole nearly $1 million worth of jewelry from the bishop and his wife as he was preaching. Whitehead went live on Instagram Wednesday to address the deadly shooting.
This was the guy that put the gun in my wife's face and put the gun in my 8-month-old daughter's face. So this is the guy that was at large, and he came and put the gun to my head and ripped my clergy collar off and ripped my chains off, and he was just brutal.
The two other suspects involved in the robbery were arrested and charged back in 2022. Authorities say Leggett has been on the run until the U.S. Marshals and ATF tracked him down to MHO Inn & Suites Wednesday afternoon. Again, that's when officials say the suspect opened fire first, forcing them to shoot back, killing the suspect. We're told no officers were injured during this shootout. Reporting live from South Brunswick.
Also nefarious. You know, the thing is this. When he was robbed while he was streaming live, I actually thought he set it all up himself. I didn't believe that somebody just walked up in there and robbed him. I thought it was all planned. And first of all, he said there was $1 million worth of jewelry taken from he and his wife. And I'm thinking, who wears $1 million worth of jewelry to church between the two of them? A couple. I just thought it was all crazy, but apparently he was actually robbed. How he used clergy and chains in the same sentence, fraud today's testimony. I don't know, honey, but let's reminisce on some of the things that I've already reported on him. Okay, check this out. Look at some of these videos, honey, because you all know I reported. I stayed with my foot on his neck. I do not like him. He reminds me of Wig and Peter Popoff, specifically Wig. And we're going to talk about her in a second because I'm going to take you all on a memory lane, on a trip down memory lane. Hold on to your hats. All right?
Because that design door is for a design thread for a design person. Oh my Jesus. I need y'all to get this. And this is why I wear the Fendi. This is why I wear the Gucci. This is good. This is good. I'm preaching to myself. I ain't even worried about y'all. See, this is why I wear the Gucci, the Louis, the Fendi, because God gave the design to them. So therefore I can wear it for me to walk through the door that God has already prepared the place for me where my feet has to touch, but it has to touch in a certain design because a certain design.
I don't know about you, but I believe the preacher man. Yeah, God gave him them designer clothes so he could walk through certain doors and all of that. Yeah, that's a fact. Just like God gave him them patakis and that tan outfit that they give you in the feds when you about to walk your ass in that cell. Yeah, they are alleging that preacher man took some money from an old lady. If that's true, then I hope God give you, preacher man, some gasoline drawers so you can run through hell with them on too, you heard? Let's get to that, yeah. Used to be in Sing Sing on the gate talking all that bullshit, came out here and allegedly you beating old ladies for their money. If that's true, preacher, I hope God give you some gasoline drawers when he send you to hell, you heard? Let's get to that.
Myth King Nadine said, Queen, you really believe he let someone hold his bling? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought, honey. And then someone else apologized because they said they were wrong. I was wrong too. I literally thought he set it up. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. I'm not going to apologize. I thought about it, but I shouldn't apologize because he did take that money from that old lady, $90,000. You all know I reported on that. And then he choked a lady in church. You all remember that? Let's go back and revisit it for those who missed it or who just simply forgot. Okay.
FBI arrests the Bling, New York pastor who was robbed during a live stream sermon in July. Lamore Whitehead is charged with wire fraud, extortion, and making material false statements. According to the indictment, the Rolls-Royce driving pastor scammed a parishioner out of $90,000 from her retirement savings. He allegedly promised to buy the woman a home, but instead spent the money on luxury goods and clothing. In another count, Whitehead reportedly used threats of force to extort a businessman out of $5,000. Before becoming a pastor, Lamore Whitehead had already served a term in prison for identity fraud and grand larceny.
Now I'm going to show you the video where he choked that lady, amongst other things. Here's the thing, though. He literally reminds me of Wig, okay? He reminds me of Wig, a.k.a. Vicky Diller, because at the end of the day, he was in prison, so was she, okay, for fraud and scamming and all that. And then he took that $90,000 from the old lady that was in his church. Isn't that what Wig did? When she took that check, her and her co-conspirators took that check of $130,000 from the elder who is a church lady. She's the archbishop. Okay, they called her the singing evangelist, Miss Josita C. Williams, and left the woman destitute, made her lose her house and all that stuff. And then they took her check and forged it. Isn't that what Wig did? You see, here's the thing about frauds and scammers. When they get out of prison for doing these things, they continue to do these things. Now, sometimes if they're smart, like Wig, they'll find legal ways to scam you. Okay? That's what they'll do. But please pay attention. It's all nefarious. It is all nefarious.
What's up, hard workers? It's your boy Frankie Hard Worker, and I'm super duper back with another one. Real quick, y'all. Giants won 2-0. But let's move on. I'm gonna need y'all to help me get to my 14,000. Shout out to the new subscribers and the old subscribers. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get to 14,000, so I'm gonna need y'all to subscribe. And when y'all hit the subscribe button, I'm gonna need y'all to hit that bell button to get all my videos. Wow. This Bishop Whitehead dude, man, he just don't know how to get out of his own way, and everything always happen on live. So let me show y'all something about Bishop Whitehead. He pretty much got arrested today for assaulting a young lady at church on live. I'm gonna show y'all a clip, but it's gonna be, you know, a little edited through the YouTube. YouTube, show me some love, because there ain't gonna be no violence on here. But I'm gonna show y'all this video, then I'm gonna come back with another clip right back.
Now let's give Jesus a round of applause. While they take pictures and they want to be on social media, take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take. The pictures.
Dude wildin', right? Dude is super wildin'. Now, as a result of that situation, this ended up happening.
No. But my nigga, nobody looking for the girl that acts like No, don't make fun of her. Tasha, I'm sorry. Where you at, girl? Tasha, where are you? The bishop going to jail. He going to jail. Oh shit, I'm going to get the footage. He going to jail, y'all. He going to jail. He going to jail. He going to jail, y'all. Ain't nobody protecting shit. Ain't nobody protecting shit. That devil is a liar. That nigga's going to prison. Ha! What? Woo! I feel like, yes! He needs to go to jail. That nigga needs...
Yeah. Dude can't get out his own way. Like, dude cannot get out his own way. Like, how you gonna get that mad? And I'm gonna explain. Let me give context on the situation, all right? So what happened was he was going back and forth with the young lady. I guess she was in the crowd talking or whatever, and he asked her to come up. Or whatever, and they kept going back and forth. So he was making it seem like when she came up there that she was going up there to get at his wife. So that was pretty much the issue. You know what I mean? What was going on? But damn, you're supposed to be a pastor. You're not supposed to get that mad and just do that, bro. Like that's assault right there. Like you grabbing here and pushing, that's assault. And then you doing it on live. Like this dude have a problem with things happening on live. Like damn, he did that in the house of his house of God, and they pretty much locked him smooth up for that. You feel me? And you deserve that, bro. Like you deserve that. You can't let somebody get you that heated, bro. That's why you have security. You let them get up.
Okay, he's absolutely nefarious at the end of the day. And another thing is, that's why I'm not going to apologize to him ever. Okay? I'm not going to apologize to him ever. He literally choked that woman. Now, the guy didn't show it in the video, but I did when I reported on it. He grabbed that woman around her neck, honey, and choked her like she was a chicken. Please pay attention. It was all nefarious. That's what he did. The woman had scratches on her neck and everything, supposedly. I mean, honey, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to any church. I don't go to church anyway. I praise the Most High at home. But if I did still go to church, honey, I wouldn't go where a pastor looks like a whole thug from the streets. Okay, I just wouldn't do it. Rep said all that jury gave him away. He's a material and label hoe. Right, exactly. Exactly. Nessa G said he needs to apologize for his nefarious behavior. Honey, he's not going to do that because he's not sorry for it. Honey, this is what he always does. When does he ever stop? And then you all heard him sitting there talking about that's why he wears designer clothes, because there's that designer door he got to go through, as if God wants him to do all that. It's all nefarious, okay? Please pay attention. Just another woman said, I do not go to any of those churches either. Okay? Honey, the church is nothing but a business. And clearly now, since they brought the street into church, church is for the streets, like I always say. But let's talk about church and let's talk about weed. Okay? Y'all know I keep telling y'all wig reminds me of him. I've been telling y'all this since last year and the year before probably. And she also reminds me of Peter Popoff. So let's talk about the time she had that nefarious webinar where she had people doing incantations and did some sort of alleged satanic sexual ritual or something like that, honey. And everybody was complaining. Miss Hotel said a wig recap. Red said the church is a hospital, y'all, okay? So let's get into it. I want you all to hear how Wig, aka Vicky Dillard, and her friend Terrain Hicks, who says he's a world-renowned occultist, by the way. Okay, they're sitting up there selling sexual coffee. That's right, Reggie. Reggie already knows. Reggie, were you in that webinar being nefarious? It's all crazy. They said some people were so disturbed in one of her webinars, the one about the secret money in the womb, that they had to get up and leave. Okay, they had to just leave. Pay attention. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. This is the video that I did where I interviewed Angel Love, who used to be Wig's sidekick, and then she turned on her.
Y'all ready for this? Because we're giving you practical stuff from Magic. Talk to him, brother.
Coffee is attached to a spirit. Anytime coffee is made, there's a spirit that assists with it, right? And originally, before the caffeine and before there was so much sugar put into it, before it was abused with these giant cups that you're getting from Starbucks.
Okay.
You take it like in little small quantities. You wouldn't drink more than 3 cups a day because there would be a negative omen attached.
Now I want you all to pause and pay attention for a second. This fool is sitting here selling to these people listening who clearly can't be that smart if they're still following Wig. Now, if they were following her at this point and decided, you know what, this woman's clearly lying, it's a whole fraud today. If they realize that, that's one thing. But if you're still following Wig after this and all the many receipts I showed and drops, honey, I feel so sorry for your brain. But anyway, he's sitting there telling them this whole con game about coffee has a spirit attached to it, okay? And then he's going to say, listen, I want you all to pay attention when he starts talking about the coffee that's grown on volcanic ground and how they tried to build on the ground, but they couldn't build on it. Well, fool, who can build where there's a volcano? What if it erupts? I mean, this is all nonsensical, but he tried so desperately to make it make sense. And then Wig sits there like a fool and goes on and tries to co-sign everything he says. They both have lost their ever-loving minds and clearly wanted everyone else to lose it with them. Pay attention.
All right. But the spirit of coffee is a spirit connected to the earth that assists with one to become energized and heavily intellectual. So if you drink coffee and acknowledge the spirit attached to it, it will assist you through your day. And my followers who drink coffee, they know that there's spirituality attached to it, so they really appreciate drinking their coffee and charging it properly and stuff like that. Indigenous people who grow coffee, they have so much respect for coffee. And that's one thing I'm educating the people on. Because now that they know, they have great care about consuming the coffee.
Yes. So after this is over, during this, what do I do? Because when you drop some more coffee, I can't just be having you on and you sit up here talking about this.
Let me go to the next clip. And y'all see why people sent me this? Because people said he sounded crazy, like he was clearly babbling and just making up stuff as he went. And how many times was he going to say coffee, they asked. And then Wig sitting there just agreeing with, well, yeah, tell me about the coffee. Both of y'all need to sit y'all scamming self down the door. No good and darn well. Y'all had no business charging good Christian folk. Okay? $144. Oh, this is bullshit. Let me continue.
Something about that even though, and I may not be saying the words right, so help me if I mess this up. Those volcanic spirits ain't nothing to play with. Those energies, they ain't. But you said in your lecture a long time ago that you said you like that. You like that about those particular energies. Why did you say that? Do you remember saying that? That even though not just because they're destructive, they're so. I mean, it's volcanic energies, volcanic spirits, but you said something to the effect of, because of the seriousness of the spirits, they ain't really nothing to play with. They're not like baby spirits. You didn't use that phrase, that's mean. But you said you like that sort of roughness about that energy or that spirit. And I wonder, why did you say that?
You know what? Because that aggression reminds me of something I teach regularly, which is divine feminine energy. Shakti.
Oh, Lord, don't.
Just as aggressive, right? So that empowered feminine spirit is that strong and that aggressive. There's a lot of energy behind that, right? And this is the energy of creativity, right? It's the womb, right? So whenever you got aggressive energy, not necessarily destructive, but aggressive energy that stands on what it's about and is empowered is, absolutely something, at least right now in this era, something for our people to get acquainted with and tap into. That's what I like about it.
That is so powerful. If you want to add anything else, please do. But I am so grateful that you came in. I'm going to share with them some more practical things. Look, I don't know if you've ever.
So somebody said the Java Bean spirit. Hold on. Let me start this next.
Into the celestial. Say that again.
Now is the celestial sound of the universe, according to Vedic science and Tantra. Right? So it is the signature sound.
So he's relating coffee to Tantra, right? Sounds all nefarious, but hold on. Let me go.
Oh yeah, so one of the reasons the coffee tastes so good is because I pray over it. There are mantras attached to coffee that you do over coffee before you drink it, and I do those mantras over the coffee beans while they're being grinded up. And that's why it tastes so good, because of the energy put into it.
Do y'all hear this?
And I will be sharing some of those rituals because I am about the people. I like to give this information to the people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what do I give them? Do I give them, because I know the world has your phone number, but what do I give them? Do I give them a time frame later, or everybody that's here, and even though there's some that's not here that's going to watch the replay, yeah, they pay for it and they watch the replay later, do I send out an email to the people? Once you drop your next thing, you'll let me know when you drop your next coffee, and I can let them know?
Indeed, absolutely. We can definitely do it that way. You send out
okay, fam.
Okay. I'll be doing that for them.
Okay, so family, y'all hear that? Because I know y'all going to be trying to hit me up later after the webinar. I ain't playing with y'all. So after this, when he drops the next coffee, so we're giving you practical things that you can incorporate. Notice he said he prays over the coffee. Brother Terrain, that's one of the connections I was going to tell them with some of the sacredness of when people pray over their food and even over their water. I wasn't going to tell you this, but your own sound I utilize your own sound in front of a speaker, and I charge my water, and I put the water in front of it, and I let that on just penetrate it. And y'all, let me tell you something real quick. These are practical things. Oh my God, they're going crazy. Thank you, Terrain. I recently started drinking again because it was so demonized in the best. Okay, I gotta look. I can't even read all these comments, y'all. But I promise you, he's gonna tell me and his team, his family, when they drop the next coffee, I'm going to send out the email with his info, family. So you will have it. But Brother Terrain, I did that, and I started to.
Hold on, before I play the last one, actually it's two more. Before I play those, let me tell y'all something. Now, moderators, you all know, beloveds, that I told you over a year ago that Vicky Diller is nothing different than Peter Popoff. Peter Popoff, and y'all remember I posted a picture of myself on Instagram looking like, and I said, this is me at 3 a.m. in the morning when I wake up and Peter Popoff is trying to sell me some miracle water. You know what she do? She says she takes the water and she charges it with your sounds. Say what now? These two are some scammers, some hustlers, and they clearly lying, okay? So let me get this straight. So the coffee has a spirit. Sally said, yes, you did, Queen. Yes, absolutely. So the coffee, Greta said miracle coffee, right? So the coffee has a spirit, and anytime there's coffee made, there's a spirit attached to it. That's what he said. Now somebody make that make sense. And then Wig started talking about how you pray over your food and all of that, right? Yeah, plenty of people pray over their food. But at the end of the day, somebody said she's an outright fraud. Of course she is. And so is he. These two are a pair, a match made in hell. Okay? That's what they are, in my opinion. That's my opinion. At the end of the day, they both sound crazy. And I cannot believe that people actually believe them. And in fact, she's not even as good as Peter Popoff, because at least Peter Popoff has sense enough to hire people who can come to his audience and pass out when he touches them on the forehead, you know, come and tell lies about they use the water and they got a $40,000 check in the mail and all that. She's just like Peter Popoff, though, because she does have her people send her testimonials. What these poor, sad, pathetic people don't realize is that the good things happening in your life are happening to you because of the Most High, not Wig and this demon selling coffee with spirits, talking about rituals and all that, and having y'all do incantations, because a couple of other subscribers of hers told me absolutely that she had people doing incantations, okay, whole spells, and said everything in their life started going wrong immediately after. Told them to do it for 30 days. I'm just telling you what the people said. I wasn't in a webinar because there's no way that I would pay $144 for some fool who calls himself a guru to tell me a bunch of bullshit that they clearly made up on their way to the webinar. I'm just saying. But let me continue.
Say about the volcano coffee that you had, and something about, what was it about the land that they weren't even able to build on the land, and how the spirits want us to consume it.
You remember that?
Look, I'm a student of Pharaoh.
Okay, so the thing with coffee that grows in volcanic lands is that the soil that the coffee is grown in is still volcanic. So it's still virgin. It hasn't been touched. And do you know anything about volcanoes? Those places are portals, that's one.
Listen.
Heavy spiritual energy.
Okay.
People try to build on top of these volcanoes where these coffee grows, and the earth won't allow anything to be built there. Every time there was something built there, it was destroyed by a natural disaster. Woo! But one thing that is allowed, according to the spirit of the volcano and the coffee, which work together, is that The spirits appreciate the people to consume the coffee, because when coffee's made, the nutrients give back to the earth in so many ways.
This sounds like some pure mumbo jumbo.
Right? And I love that you're building on this, because I know the people in your webinar are ready, or getting ready to tap into that.
Come on. So powerful. You and your students and all of you that teach your students and that do such a beautiful job. Little things that I hear here and there. This is so important, because I was just telling them that one of the secrets that I was tapping into, which I didn't know, was when I was accessing angels and not even trying to. It was through sound. And a lot of times they weren't even really words, and I didn't realize it. It was a lot of energy that I was pulling in. I didn't even really technically know what I was doing. So when you say that about sound, that's powerful. Everybody is listening. Somebody said how many days. They freak it out now. Now everybody want to know how many days they're supposed to do. They ask a lot of questions. You know, you make people ask questions.
21 days.
21 days, family.
21 days.
So Sound family, S-A-U-H, which I put that in there, S-H-U-H, even though this weird little thing keeps trying to change my spelling, S-H-U-H, 54 to 108 times a day for 21 days, dear family. Okay, I put that in there.
That all sounds so preposterous and clearly foolish. I'm sorry. Anybody believing that needs to go get their head examined, honey, because it's a sad day. If you sit there and listen to that, it was nothing but babble. It literally sounded like he was making it up as he goes. So let me get this straight. So coffee's grown on volcano land where the volcanoes erupt. And he said that it has the feminine energy and that it's like a virgin because it hasn't been touched. And he talked about tantras, right? Which is like sex magic or sexual energy. Why is everything pertaining to sex with this man? This is all so crazy, honey, including the fairies. But anyway, let me get into the real receipts. Okay,
well,
let's get into the real receipts.
I think that was absolute. I didn't attend that webinar. I wasn't going, obviously, I mean, the situation. So I did not attend it. But why is he doing that in an ancestors webinar? I just don't know how that related to ancestors at all.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Any sense?
I'm gonna tell you why. See, what they were trying to do. It's a scam. Now I want y'all to listen. I'm gonna let y'all know how they tried to make it make sense, but clearly they couldn't. Okay, so for one, they charged $144 and they didn't have any good material to come in there and really talk about anything really spiritual, any real knowledge and truth of the ancestors. And that's likely because I said on my spiritual channel, if we kept using my stuff, I was going to start suing, okay, for copyright infringement. Now, all of the stuff on my channel is not from me. You know, I learn and get from other scholars and things like that. And I tell y'all that when I'm doing my PowerPoints and all of that, you know, where the information came from. But a lot of the information comes from me. It's things that I come up with. And I had said that I was going to start copyrighting my stuff. And that if Wig uses any of her webinars nefariously, I will sue her. So they obviously had no material that day. So they decided they would get on there and just bullshit people and talk about coffee and volcanoes. Now they want to talk about volcanoes, you see, because you can say volcanoes, what he was trying to say, make it sound like volcanoes are sacred land for the ancestors. That's what I think. Okay, I believe that's why they said all of that. Okay. And then they started talking about the water and charging it and all of that, you know, because our ancestors would charge their stones and crystals that they used. There was a home, I forget where this home was. It was a plantation, right? And the slaves who lived there after slavery was long over, and this was probably like maybe some years ago, they found all types of stones and crystals tucked away in the bottom of the home. And they said the slaves had used this to energize and to heal themselves and things like that. So I think when she's talking about charging the water, she's trying to make that like, you know, when the ancestors charged their stones and crystals and all these things. But it all sounded like Peter Popoff. I'm sorry, it sounded very Peter Popoffish. Okay, very Creflo Dollarish. You know, very pulpit pimpish. All right, very pork chop from the pulpit. That's the vibes that it gave me. So I just don't know how people fall for it. But anyway, enough about that because I want to get into these receipts. You see, because when Wig, your sister with the curly braids, got today. When she said that Angel Love was a whole fraud and scammer, we're going to show who's the scammer and the fraud. All right, let me just pull up these nefarious receipts, and that's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they are. Let's get into it. Now, I will be sharing my screen so that you all can see this. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there. Okay, so let me tell you all something. Wig was doing her thing, honey. She thought the grift was real, honey. She was getting them coins. Until I had to expose the truth, okay, and shame the devil. Now, I want you all to pay attention. OG Patrice said it sounds like, have you ever been swallowed up to me? That's what it sounds like. Okay. Halle Berry said, Queen, have you ever heard of the cursing pastor? Yes, absolutely. He sells that coffee for a low sex drive. Oh, okay. Never heard of that, but I have heard of him. Honey. He's nefarious too. Now, listen. Reggie asked me to talk about the 27th law of power because that's what I said Wig was using on people. You see, there's a book called The 48 Laws of Power. I read that book years ago, okay? Over a decade ago, I read that book. And so I was sitting at home one day listening to Wig tell these people all these lies and scamming people and all that. And I said to myself, what is she doing? How is she putting these people, because they seem to be under a spell of foolishness. How are these people falling for this? I mean, it's so obvious to me that it's a scam. How could anyone? Does she have a spell over them? So I started having a conversation with the Most High. And the Most High, because see, here's the thing. The Most High led me to expose her. Now, y'all may think I'm being funny, but I'm absolutely not. I told my moderators. The Most High wanted me to expose her because she was leading Christian people, religious people, down the wrong path, to black magic and incantations and all those things. And satanic type things. So, and this guy being a whole occult, talking about magic and demons and all that foolishness. And do you all remember day ones how they tried to get in my chat? They had somebody in my chat trolling me, one of their people likely, talking about I'm going to see demons and all this stuff like I'm supposed to be scared. Honey, please sit down somewhere. I'm not scared of demons, okay? I have several seats. But here's the thing. Honey 69 said, I remember you said that, Queen. Thank you, beloved, okay? So I had to expose her. That's what the Most High wanted me to do. And you all know that I'm prophetic and I have spiritual gifts. I had said, in fact, that Wig was going to be exposed like probably almost a year before I actually exposed her because it came to me in a dream. The Most High gave it to me in a dream. But at the time, I didn't realize I was going to be the one that exposed her. So it's just all so crazy. But here's the thing. I was sitting at the dining room table and I was thinking, how is she getting these people to believe this BS that she's telling them? How are they so blinded? Do they have a spell cast on them? And so the Most High started talking to me. I received a download. The Most High said, it's in a book right on your shelf. The answer is right there in the book. Look to your left. So I look at my bookshelf and I'm looking at all these different books. And the first one I see is Ruled by Secrecy. And then so the Most High said, no, that's not it. Keep looking. And then I saw the 48 Laws of Power. Now, mind you, I've had this book for over a decade. And so it's a bit tattered. And actually, like the front cover is missing and some of the first pages. So I sat the book down in front of me and I'm thinking, which one of these 48 Laws of Power did Wig use? And guess what? With the missing pages, the one that she was using, the 27th power, the 27th law was right there. That's the page it was on. And the Most High said that's what she's using right there, the 27th law of power. And guess what that one says? It says this is when people play on the emotions of others, okay? They go and look for people who need something to believe in, and they have the people fed all these bullshit. I'm talking paraphrasing, not verbatim, but they basically tell people a whole bunch of BS to have the people follow them. And then that's how they form a cult-like following. That's what they do. And they say that Guy Terrain Hicks is a cult leader, allegedly. So I was like, this is what she's doing. This is how she's doing it. And then I started putting two and two together, and I was like, you know what? This makes all the sense, because this would explain why anytime she was doing a webinar, she would get on her platform and say, y'all family, y'all come to the webinar and make sure you send your religious family members. And I said, why does she always want religious people to come? Why does she always specify religious people? Well, that's because she was using the 27th law of power, because religious people have the need to believe in something. Okay, and that's why she plays upon them, and they're the ones most likely to give you the benefit of the doubt. And not to mention that she calls herself a prophetess, even though she's never prophesied anything ever in her life. She claims that she can heal the sick and raise the dead. Okay, I'm sorry, but if you could heal the sick, you couldn't even heal yourself. Not making fun of her illness, but I'm just saying. And then you could raise the dead, girl. Please, if you could do all these things, and she compared herself to Jesus, literally. She compared herself to Jesus. Can she walk on water too? Is that why she was charging and chatting over so she could walk on it? I'm curious. Okay, so it was all so nefarious. I just want you all to pay attention. I just want you all to pay attention. It was all so crazy. Talking about she can raise the dead from miles away. If you could raise the dead from miles away, if you could heal the sick and all of that, how come you couldn't open up those prison gates and let yourself out? How come you couldn't open up the steps in that prison and walk on up out of there if that's the case? Because you sure sat there for 5 years and then you had 3 years of supervised release after the fact. How come you couldn't do any of that, wig? I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it, honey. It's all so crazy. It's also crazy, but I'm gonna have like I said, I'm gonna upload all of those videos that I did about her exposing, where I showed the real receipts with the FBI reports, the court documents, and all of that, where she lied and took black folks' money, black people who went to church, Christian people. She swindled them. Okay, and then she want to sit up here and lie and act like that she was such an activist and the FBI set her up. The FBI didn't set her up. When you're charged with mortgage fraud, bank fraud, and wire fraud, you absolutely did it. Okay, you absolutely did it. See, I used to, when I was in college for criminal justice, I was actually working during my internship for an attorney who was a real estate attorney. And at the end of the day, when you go to a closing, you have to sign those documents. Your name is on it. You have to be present right there. So how did they frame her with that? Her name was on those properties that she fraudulently obtained. How did they set her up? Okay, that lady, Josita C. Williams, the singing evangelist is what they call her. She's an archbishop. How did that woman lose her house? That woman went to court and Wig had scandaled her out of so much money and all that stuff and made her lose everything. The woman had to file the paperwork for her papyrus, which means you filed it as a poor person that you can't even pay for the things, for the court filings and all of that, for the lawsuit. So I'm just telling y'all, the frauds are out here. Please pay attention. Wig's not the only one out here defrauding people on ScrewTube, but she's one of them, and she was one of the best to do it. So she thought, until I brought her down, and she's still out here now talking about she got a university, talking about she got a spiritual university and all that. Wig, sit down, sit down. Okay, coffee with spirits attached to it. Coffee that's like a virgin because it hasn't been touched. Who is the coffee? Madonna? I have questions. What part of the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup is this? I have so many questions. I have so many questions. With that all being said, honey, I am out of here. I want to thank you all for tuning back in once again. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell, click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, do not forget to subscribe to the spiritual channel and the backup channel. Mind you, I will be live this evening around 6 on the I will be live around 6 on the backup channel. Okay, I will be on the backup channel. With that all being said, if you all missed your spiritual upload yesterday, please go back and watch it. I also will be uploading something today on the spiritual channel. That's for everybody to watch, not just the members. And so with that all being said, everyone enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. And for my members, I got something special for you guys this weekend, okay, on Saturday, early Saturday. So with that all being said, each one teach one. That's how you grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor. Soul all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got